Right. What does it take to be a great DJ? Well, I don't know. I don't know what it takes because I'm still learning. At every single event that I go to, I learn something new. And I take what happens on that night with me to the next wedding. So what takes a great DJ? Experience. That is what we need. And that is what it takes to be a great DJ. But it's not just experience. Because you can experience things, but you can still keep doing exactly the same thing that you've done at the last wedding, at the last wedding, at the last party, at the last party. I know of certain DJs who have been in this business for 10, 15 years and they are still doing exactly the same thing that they've done 15 years ago. The technology has changed slightly, it's evolved, it's moved on, but they're still generally doing exactly the same thing. Does that make them a great DJ? Well, if they're a great DJ at the beginning, then yeah, they're probably still a great DJ now. But if they were a bad DJ 15 years ago, the chances are they're still a bad DJ today. Yet they're going out every weekend and they're doing music. There are some fundamental things that definitely as a DJ, but I personally don't believe that it is the priority to be able to play music. Because if I was to ask you to pick a great song out of the 90s, you can all pick one that would work on a dance floor. And in fact, I would even go as far to say that you would generally pick probably the same songs. And you can do that for current day chart music, for 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s. You can all pick a song that's going to work on a dance floor. Because you've been to enough parties, you know what plays. And that is the thing, is that in general, most mobile DJs are playing the same songs every single weekend, and that's generally what people hear. And these parties are good. Sometimes. So it takes more than that. It takes more than just a playlist. It's about picking the right song at the right time for the people that are on the dance floor. And that's where things start to then change. Because if you're used to a club night and you are crossing over from being a club DJ to a mobile DJ, there are certain things that change, especially when we start getting into corporate events and weddings. Because if you're doing an 18th birthday party for somebody, they're not really going to want to listen to rock and roll music. If you're doing a 50-year-old's birthday party, then they're going to have their parents there and they're going to have their children there. All of a sudden we've now got an expanse. And this is where the wedding scene then starts to change exactly what makes a great DJ. Because at weddings you've got 20-year-olds and you've got 70-year-olds. And they generally all need to be catered for. They all want to get up and have a boogie at some point. And it's about working out how to give everybody a chance to come onto the dance floor, but then also observing what is actually happening on the dance floor so that you know whether to keep that type of music playing or whether it's time to change the genre or whether it's time to change out that song earlier because you can see that the attention is fading away as the song is going on. Often I see that I can be in this realm of playing 80s music or playing 90s music and it's like, yeah, that's a great song. And then we get sort of past the second chorus and you can sort of go, right, well, we've heard that. It's time to, what's coming next? What's coming next? So you don't have to play another minute and a half of this music because they've had that song, they've had the experience, the memories come back, it's time to move on. It's about keeping the energy high. So that is the music. And we're just going to shove that to one side now, because that, I personally feel, is about 10% of what makes a good mobile DJ. So then comes the next thing, and that is to make sure that everybody's happy. And yes, the music is going to keep people happy. If you play the right type of music at the right time, you're going to make people happy. But it's also making sure that when somebody comes to you and asks for a specific song because you played something that reminded them of another one, then you don't just ignore it. You don't get annoyed and say, oh, I'm sick and tired of all these requests. No, you find out, how can I build this song into the night so that I can make that person happy? You have to make sure that your bride and groom are happy, that the parents are happy, the guests are happy. The next thing is also making sure that everything is being coordinated. And yes, I appreciate that at weddings we have wedding planners, and it is their job to plan the wedding. But it's their job to plan the wedding. It's not their job at that specific time to make sure that everything is happening according to the plan that's been laid out before us. And sometimes things need to be changed out and need to be swapped around. And that is your experience of a DJ that you can then create for the evening part a better structure. And you can put that to your bride and groom, because at the end of the day, it's the bride and groom that are paying for everything. I appreciate that in some other places, maybe the parents pay for it and things like that. But it is their day, and ultimately they are your client. And it is your responsibility to advise them of what is going to happen if they do something at a certain time. So if you open up the dance floor and then cut the cake, it is your responsibility to tell them that that will not keep people on the dance floor. That will make everyone sit down for 20 minutes and eat cake. And if they want to have a full dance floor all night, then don't open the dance floor and then cut the cake. That's your job. That's your job as the DJ. And it's also your job that when they have the first dance, to make sure that when we make the announcement, that the bride and groom are in the room. It's your responsibility to make sure that the videographer and the photographer are there to capture that moment. And if the parents need to be there, because that is a priority for the bride and groom, it's your responsibility to make sure that those people are there. And I don't necessarily mean to say you come away from the desk and or your mixer and then go and get the right people. No, you have the best man and the maid of honor. It's your position to be able to make sure that they can go out and get the right people. These are your point of contact throughout the whole night. It's their responsibility as well. And it's for you to be able to help them, because they're not doing a wedding every weekend. And they probably don't have 100 weddings under their belt. So that's your responsibility. And in helping them, you're going to make them happy. And if they want to do something and you think that that's probably not maybe the best idea, then it's, again, your responsibility to tell those people what is likely going to happen if they do something in that way. These are the things that make you a good DJ, a great DJ. Now, I'm not, and I never will ever claim to be a great DJ. I don't think I'm a bad one. And some people have said that I might be a little bit better than good. And these are the things that I feel are absolute paramount to parties and weddings. Is your responsibility as the DJ is not just to stand behind a mixer and play one song after another, after another, after another, and just let everything happen sort of in the background. Because ultimately, without you, things are going to, you need to coordinate things. Even if you're going to toss the bouquet, or we're also going to do something with the garter, it's you. It's the DJ. That's the person who's going to coordinate this. That's the person who's going to get the attention of everybody in the room and heighten this whole action. So when we're going to go and toss the bouquet, then we don't just sort of turn on the mic and say, right, we're going to toss the bouquet now. Okay, right, so we need the bride. Can we have all the single... Energy. Give it out. Give it all. And you can charge your batteries afterwards, but all the time you're in that room, you have to give it 100%. You have all this energy, and it's all for you to give, because if you give it to those guests, you're going to make them happy, and in making them happy, they're just going to just give out even more energy. And that is basically what it is. That's what we want to do. Yeah. And I suppose really that's the best way that I can possibly sum up what makes a good DJ, makes a great DJ. Somebody who is there for every single person in that room. Somebody who really just doesn't want that party to fail in any way, and they will do everything that they can to make sure that everybody is having fun. And we also appreciate we can't make everybody happy all the time, but we can certainly go out of our way to make sure that that person's happy, that person's happy, that person's happy, that person's happy. So be there for them. Be there for your guests. Be there for everybody. And that, I think, is what makes you a great DJ. That's it. The secret's out. No, it's not secret. It doesn't matter. Just give it all. Give it 100%. You can't go wrong with giving everything that you've got. All right. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.